Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back for week 132 of Build Your Stash and Craft. Today we are going to play with the mica powders that we bought a few weeks ago and got them at the dollar store for $1 a piece, and also picked up a little brush for $1 at the dollar store at the same time. So I'm just going to show you a few things that you can do with these because mica powders are really cool, but a lot of times I have a hard time kind of figuring out how to use them. So the thing with mica powders is they need something sticky. Now they're going to kind of stick to, they're going to stick to your hands, they're going to stick to your paper, they're going to stick everywhere for a while. But then they're going to kind of just eventually they'll wear off. So what we want to do is we want to stick them on with something instead of just having them make our paper sparkly like this for just a little bit and then eventually go away. We want to make it sparkly and stay. So the biggest thing with mica powders that you have to remember is you need to stick it down. That's it. So you can mix them in glue, and you can turn your glue into a mica shimmer glue, and you can paint that onto something, and it will, stick there, and the mica will be encapsulated in it, and it will be there. Well, I'm going to say forever, but, that might be an exaggeration. But anyways, so, and we've mixed them with glue. We've made mica glues before. So I just thought I'd show you a few other things, a few other sticky things you can do with them. So one thing that you can do, this is a piece of cardstock, just a plain old piece of cardstock, and I used a couple of our punches and I punched out some holes. So then you can just go ahead, oops, I didn't grab out a piece of paper here, so let me do that. I have things sticking to me because I have sticky stuff all over the place. Okay, just grab a piece of paper here. All right, so I punched out these holes, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little bit of tacky glue. Tacky glue for two reasons. It stays tacky a little bit as it's drying, and it's not quite as wet as regular Elmer's glue. So I'm just going to have a little piece of scrap paper here. Put some glue on it. And then just take your tacky glue, get it on your finger nice and smooth, and then you're just going to start from the outside of your punch and come inward. And basically what we're going to do here is we're stenciling with glue. You could stencil with anything else that you have that's kind of sticky also. But this is something that we have, I know we have. And it's very cheap, and it works really well. Now the thing is you want to make sure that you don't rub out from the edges, because you'll push the glue underneath. But you want to make sure that when you're on that edge, that you come down right next to the edge and get it good next to the edge. But again, don't go towards the edge. Go towards the center. But you just want to make sure that you get along those lines, because what happens is that if you don't, you'll have a spot where your mic is not going to stick. Now I've got this rubbed onto here. It's feeling quite tacky and a little bit dry. It's not real wet anymore. You don't want it really wet because you don't want it clumping too bad, and you also don't want it sticking to your little brush. And then we're just going to take our little brush, and any brush will work. You just want something that's kind of fluffy, and we're just going to take a little bit of our mica powder, and then we're just going to brush it on there very lightly. We don't want to really push down on the glue spot because we don't want that glue to really push into our brush, and we also don't want to move it around. Now remember, your glue is still wet, so really light touches. And then do not, when you're done, like with glitter or whatever, you don't want to rub that off. You want to, just like with glitter, you want to let the glue dry before you brush it off too much. Just tap it off. I'm going to flip it over. The one thing about micas, just like glitter, is they do make a mess. And so now when this is all dry, I can wipe off this around the edges. Now, when you wipe off this around the edges, mica powder is going to still leave a little bit of a shine on your paper, but that just gives it, you know, a really prettier look. But there we go. Now we have a mica heart. It's two-toned, and it really looks cool. So you can stencil with glue. You can also use your glue pens. Now my glue pens got a little bit dried up because I did not use them at all since I had made them. And what I needed to do was I put just a couple drops of water in with my glue. It wasn't dried up, but it was getting too thick. And then I put more water in my sponge at the top. And then I let them sit for quite a while. Like I let them sit since last week. So, and this morning when I tried them, they were working. But just remember, if they dry up, you can always refill them. The other thing is I didn't have to, but I thought I might have to just soap the tip in warm soapy water just to clean that out, because I thought it might be frozen up in here, but it wasn't. So the other thing that you can do is just take your glue and just put some of that on your paper. And, you know, like maybe draw a swoosh or something. Now, this glue is Elmer's glue and water. So in here, can't find my paper towel so my shirt will work. Don't forget to wipe your tips off when you're done. So this is a little bit wetter. So now you could sprinkle just directly on it. Just tap a little bit onto there. Or you have to wait longer for this to dry because it's really wet, and if you brush across it with the brush or anything, you're just going to smear it. But we could do it like that. But you could write a word and then let it sit for a little while. Or you can just sprinkle it on. There's my little swoosh and my little dots. Just sprinkle it on and then knock it off, and then, you won't mess up the word. So, because otherwise if you were to brush across it while it's still wet, it's going to mess that up. So you can use glue like out of your glue pens. You can use glue through a stencil, even a handmade stencil. It also is really fun to play with I thought I had one out here. Okay, so I don't. These are the labels that we bought when we were making our own stickers and we were making masks. Now remember, I told you that if you ever use the whole piece, to make sure that you keep this piece right here, this sticky part, or this non-sticky part. And whenever you have stickers that you buy at the store and stuff, keep the little piece of paper that they're stuck to, because then when you make your own stickers, you can stick them on there, but they won't be permanently stuck on there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take our butterfly punch, and I'll just punch a butterfly out of there. Okay. And then I'm just going to cut it into a little, just cut a square out. Okay, I'm going to peel that off. And I'm going to, for right this second, I'm going to set this aside and use it for something else later. Not for this project, I don't need it, but this is the part that is the part that the sticker was stuck to. We're going to take that. So if you have the sticky paper, that was the whole point. If you have just a sheet of the non-stick paper like this, you would just punch your butterfly out of that. Okay, so, or any of, like sticker paper from your stickers or whatever that no longer have any stickers on them. And then we're going to take some of our clear tape that we were using last week, and we are going to put our non-stick paper, make sure it's the non-stick side, and we're going to put that right on our packing tape. Press it down so that you get a good seal around the edges so it doesn't go underneath the mask, and then we'll just put some on here. Try and pull this over here so that I can pull it down here. And then we'll just put another color in the middle. Let's see, we used the two pinks. Let's use the blue. I'll put the blue in the middle. Now you can have a container where you can knock this into separate from these so that, you know, if you're mixing colors, because these colors all mixed together are going to look really pretty too. They'll just kind of have like that holographic look. So even though I'm just like not necessarily putting it back in the pots, you know, I'll still be able to, which it depends on how much extra you have, because really there's not much on here that's really going to come off. But if you have a whole bunch extra come off and you want to save it, you can just save it in a mix pot, and then you'll have a mix. So there we go. Now we've got that stuck to our butterfly, and because we put it on this paper, I'm going to cut it first. It'll be easier to cut it when I have something non-stick to hold on to. There we go. I'm going to peel this off of here. And now this is what we have. And isn't that pretty? And on the other side, here it is more sparkly, but because of the shine to the tape, the other side is sparkly, but not as sparkly. It sparkles, it shines in a different way, I guess I should say, and not just on the tape. It does look more like mother of pearlish versus this side looks a little more glitterish. And then you can just take that, because now it's not sticky around there, and you can just take that and you can stick it to something. I have a piece of cardstock here. And of course I have glue on my fingers, and you know, I had some of the glitter stuff on my hand, so there's a little extra stuck to there, but there we go. That's what we have with the sticky tape, and all you need is something to stick it to. You can, I didn't try parchment, which usually parchment is my non-stick go-to, but because this packing tape is so sticky, I really wanted something like a sticky paper, like the sticky back. I don't know what you would call that. The mount for stickers. Because I know that it's made to not hold on to something super sticky. And there we go. That's really cute. So let's see. We've got that. And we've got the stenciling. And what else do I have here? Okay, the butterfly that we cut out. Okay, this is the butterfly that we punched out of our sticker paper to make our little mask. To make this, we punched this out. This one, I'm going to color on the sticker side and color it black, because the mica shows up even better on black. Now, I already have the one that I punched out earlier for my sample, so I'm going to use this one. All I did, I have to get that glue off my hand. There we go. Okay, I just colored half of it black with a Sharpie marker, and this is the sticky side. This is the paper side, and I'm going to peel off that part right there. That's the sticky back paper. And now on the sticker, we can put some of our colors. And again, just kind of pat it on there when it's really sticky, and then you can just brush it back into the, right back into the pot. Which I guess maybe when you're doing something really small like that, that's the best way to do it. Just go ahead and do it right over the pot and let it fall back in. My whole dining room is going to be glitter or mica. And that is definitely, this is a mica kind of mess, or this is a glitter kind of a mess. It does get everywhere. Okay, so this was a sticker, the back of a sticker. And I've just made it not sticky by putting the mica on it. And see how that looks? And see, it shows up differently on black than it does on white. It looks good on both. It depends on what you're looking for. So that's kind of it with the stickers. And then you can make your own Versamark. If you have Versamark, Versamark is a, I don't know what you call it. It's a sticky pad, basically, and it's used for embossing powder. So we don't have that, but we're going to make our own with this glycerin. And you can add a little water to it also if you want to. This is just our great big stamp pad that we use for when we're using paint and large stamps. And we put our paint on here. It is a kitchen mat from the Dollar Tree, a drying mat for dishes. And it's got terry cloth on both sides and a little teeny tiny bit of sponge in the middle. Okay, so we've got our glycerin worked into our mat. And this is now like a little Versamark stamp pad. And so I'm going to grab and I really like to stamp on black paper. This is just one of our stamps from Hampton Arts. And I'm going to get the sticky. I'm only going to do like about half of it. Get our Versamark on there. And then we're going to put it on the paper and press it down, just like inking. I should have had my stamp block, would have helped press it down better, so it wasn't trying to lift up with my hand. Okay. All right, so this is what we have. That's our Versamark on there, our faux Versamark. And then we are just going to sprinkle some of this mica powder on here. Now I don't want to rub on that because I wouldn't rub on it if it was Versamark either, because it will move. If you let it set up for a little bit until it's a little bit drier, I think that that would work better. You know, then you could possibly brush right across it. But now, this is what we have. And now, the Versamark will actually dry, or the faux Versamark, and when it dries, I will brush off the extra that's on there, but I'm going to let it dry first. But doesn't that just look really cool? Love it. So, I think that's about what I wanted to show you. You know, you can make your own little Versamark stamp pads to use them with. And you can put it on anything sticky, like our sticky labels or sticky tape. And when you do it like this, you don't have to put it right on a whole piece of paper, because the other side is not sticky anymore and this side is not sticky anymore. You could punch it out. Where's the punch out? But Well, you could take it and you could put it right on the paper that you punched it out of. You could take this, and if this was regular paper, just stick it right on there, and then you would have like a see-through window, and this is what it would be covered with. And then if you wanted just to protect it, you could put another piece of tape on the other side, and you could even hang them in your windows like sun catchers. So, you know, just not sure if you, I don't know that I'm explaining it really well, and I may be able to kind of show you what I'm talking about, but we'll see how the tape goes. This tape is terrible if you let it stick back to itself. We're going to skip that. I have a piece over here that's, we'll just pretend that this was a really good piece of tape, and that we wanted to make a rectangle. A rectangle sun catcher. A little blue in here. Okay, so you could do this with anything. And of course, this isn't quite like the one with the butterfly, because the butterfly we had actually used a stencil to make the butterfly. But just for quickness sake, I'm going to just kind of show you what I was talking about. And you could use it in like a slide mount. They'd look really cool in there. But you could put it on something like this. See, and then if you had the butterfly, and then you can see through that. See how you can see through it? So, you know, I could have put the butterfly on there, and then put another piece of tape behind it, coming the other way, so that it would, you know, close that up. But yeah, that's really cool too. So, or you can put a picture behind there, and the mica, you know, it really like knocks that picture back quite a bit, like that, for mixed media. And you could make a little slide mount that looks like that with this in the front. So those are the types of things that we can do with the mica powder. I thought that I would just come and show you what types of things we can do, because I think it's fun to play with. But like I said, you know, I tend to find sometimes that I don't know what to do with it. You know, I look at it and I just think, just not sure what it is that I should be doing with that. So here, I'll put them all back up here, and I'll get what we need for next week. But I think that these kind of things are really quite cool to play with. Oh, here we've got, our glue should be pretty dry on this now. So now that our glue is dry, you can just brush away that extra. And like I said, it is going to make your paper a little bit shiny all over, because that's what mica does. But there we go. There is our heart and our little slide thing. And then we've got this one and our butterfly, which I'm kind of looking for and don't know exactly where I put it. Oh, here it is. And our butterfly on white, on black. So for next week, what we're going to need is, this is from the Dollar Tree, and it's called raffia ribbon. And it's just like a paper, like a twisted up paper ribbon. And so this is what we're looking for. It's 30 feet for $1. And that's all we're going to need. And then, you know, just some of our products and everything like that. So this is what we need for next week. Let's see, this week we have $48 in our bank. We're going to spend $1, so we'll put $4 more in our bank. So at the end of next week, we will have $52 in our bank. So I think it's about time to start thinking about something else that we may need. So thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and that you now know some of the things that you can do with mica powders, whether it's these or any other mica powders that you have. These are some of the ways that you can play with it. This is one of my favorite ways with the glue and the stencil. I just think that's really quite cool. And again, you know, like anything sticky, you got it. It'll work great. Thanks again for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.